Alrighty guys, just finished up qualifying for both of my karts. Flat kart we went pole by a tenth. Camp kart we just finished went pole by 2/10. So right now we're looking really good. Flat kart on the track has been weird all day. It rained last night, so the track's really green, and the karts does not want to get through 1 and 2 at all. But we're still doing good, so hopefully we can go out here and do great. Alrighty, so we did qualifying for this race, and I qualified up front, which I said earlier. So I'm on pole here for the feature race. And since there's only 2 feature races today, it'll be a nice and short video. Get a decent start, able to keep my position through 1 and 2. Keys on the outside, not giving me any room at all. Now, let's get back through 1 and 2 because it's super high, but still nose to nose, really even. And come out of this corner, I think I clear him, but I didn't. And I pushed him way in the grass because he was on my right rear and I just couldn't see him. So sorry to Keith for that one because that's my bad. But after that, semi-mistake there. We make a good gap off of those 2 kind of battling. So Eli's gonna have a struggle picking back up that situation in the back position. But every kart have been struggling through 1 and 2 today. The track was just really weird. Like, it had rained and there just wasn't a lot of rubber down the track. So no kart could really get through 1 and 2 that well. I didn't have any issues in 3 and 4. But put a good gap on them. I tried to stay consistent and really focus on the runs, which I was able to do pretty good. But you see, not a single one of us were on the bottom through that corner. So just really different compared to the tracks. The past 2 races have just been weird. But if no one's on the bottom, then no one can beat me because we're all the same speed. It's not like one of us can the advantage. But all in all, at this race, it's like our big race of the year. It's a memorial race, so it kind of sucked that there wasn't that many people as we expected. Last year there was a lot, and I was looking forward to it this year, so it sucks that we didn't have as many this year. Because we ended up not getting the cart minimum for box off heavy, which means instead of a $250 payout, it was only $80. So that was unfortunate for me. You see, I really smacked that cone there. I was really trying to turn it nice and early to get to that bottom. You can see everyone's about the same gap. Took a good gap on Eli though. I have about 3/4 of the corner lead. So nice and easy. Should be able to come out with the win here fairly easily. But for the champ race, which is coming up next, it was supposed to be 40 laps. Which, if you've never been to this track, this is one of the hardest asphalt tracks in your neck. Because it's the fastest and you're going full throttle. So 40 laps here would be so hard to do. And they used to do it every year, but I was trying to convince Eli to bring it down to 20. And he wanted 30. And then I wanted 25, but we still ended up doing 30, which was way too many. And if it was up to me, we would have done 10. But, you know, it's good for me to get back in the kart and have some long runs again. I haven't really done that since back in the Ambassador days when we used to race there a lot. We used to have long races there. But white flag's out. Got a good gap. No need to stress here. You see finally back at the bottom of the corner. But we come out with a pretty clean, nice and easy win. Alright, so now we have the feature race for the champs. And I stood on pole, got a good qualifying in. It was weird, they were only doing 3-lap qualifying instead of, no, they were doing 2-lap qualifying, which was really annoying. You see Baxter gets a jump on the start like crazy, so they're gonna end up throwing the caution there, which I don't know how he got that good of a start, but good on him, even though 2 at it didn't count. So we'll go back at it again. I'll get the pole. And this was the first time racing in the clone with the champ in so long. Instead of the BPs like we normally do. And the champs, I like him a lot. You can see how Eli's running through his tires a lot, but I feel like with my champ, I go out there, do 2 swipes, and my tires are already warmed up enough with how heavy they are. So it's just very different type of racing. Here we get another terrible start, but able to just keep it on the bottom. I get a good push from the other white car Baxter in the inside this time. So I jump out to a really early lead, which this is a big lead for a clone off the start, because they take a while to get their momentum up. So Eli's already at a huge disadvantage right now. Even if he was fast, it's going to be a real struggle for him to catch up to me. Like, this is about how big of a gap I had at the end of the box talk heavy race, and now I already have this big of a gap. So like I was saying with this, these are clone motors in this one instead of the normal BPs that we run in FOAS, which are faster. You have to get on the brakes and into the corner and really slow it down. Whereas these, you have to really keep your momentum up and going full throttle the whole time. So just really different type of racing compared with all of these. It makes the wheel-to-wheel racing better in my opinion, because if someone makes a mistake, they can't just power out of it and just pass right by you. You have to be really tedious and really smooth on the wheel to get the most out of the kart. Now, with that being said, I think I like the BPs better. They're just a lot more fun to drive. Like this gets boring after like 15 laps, 10 laps, because you're just full throttle on the bottom, not really have to work for anything. And it's so easy to be consistent in these. Like, I was not even thinking after 10 laps. Whereas with the BPs, I really have to think, make sure everything's perfect when I go in the corner. So if I come in just a little too hot, I'll push off the corner. Whereas these, I could come in full throttle every lap and it will never change. So I already put up a big gap, more than a straightaway on the second place kart. Looks like we skip forward to the end there and you see there's a storm rolling in pretty fast. And last year's Bill Willis got rained out in the champ about halfway through because of a storm. And I can't tell you how happy I was last year, because my neck was on the pipe and I was dying, like physically dying, and I still got second place. But that storm's rolling in nice and quick. So just had to finish this race up nice and fast. Like I said, I already have more than a straightaway of a gap here. So this race was nice and easy out front. Just was relaxing, but I think that's halfway. I think that's what he's showing. It's hard to tell. But this kart was kind of all over the place. It was bucking, it was pushing, but not as bad as anything I've ever driven. It was very manageable. And we skip ahead to the white flag lap, where you can see the gap I've put on Eli. Half track, basically. Really not half track. You see, blows up in front of me coming to the checker, but we get a good win. And I was so tired I could hardly celebrate. It was a lot of laps, and I really need to get back to working out.